On the morning of June 4th, 1942, at 6:30, Commander Joseph Rochefort sat in the basement of Pearl Harbor Naval Base, studying another decrypted Japanese radio message. His uniform was wrinkled after 36 hours of continuous work, but his eyes burned with the excitement of a man who knew a secret that could change the course of the war. Dozens of Japanese messages lay on the desk before him, each revealing details of an operation that Tokyo considered absolutely secret. Station HYPO had cracked the JN-25 code, and the Japanese had no idea. At this very moment, 4 Japanese aircraft carriers were approaching Midway, unaware they were walking into a perfectly prepared ambush. American codebreakers were reading enemy plans faster than the Emperor himself. Japanese confidence in their own cryptographic security bordered on religious fanaticism. Commander Yamamoto, senior officer of the Japanese Cryptographic Service, repeatedly assured High Command that the JN-25 system was mathematically invulnerable. 45,000 5-digit code groups, protected by 30,000 random additives, seemed to the Japanese an absolute shield against any decryption attempts. Americans are incapable of understanding our language at the level required for cryptanalysis, Yamamoto asserted in his secret reports to the imperial staff. The combination of insurmountable linguistic barriers with mathematical encryption complexity made JN-25 practically divine protection for Japanese military secrets. Every Japanese military message was sent with complete confidence that the enemy would never read it. The Imperial fleet transmitted detailed operation plans, personal correspondence between admirals, precise coordinates of formations, and even menus of flagship vessels, unaware of the catastrophic compromise of their communications. Japanese radio operators worked with mathematical precision, applying complex encryption procedures, convinced they were creating an impenetrable veil of secrecy around the empire's military operations. Tokyo was planning the greatest naval operation in history, unaware that every stage of this plan was being read by American cryptanalysts in real time. The overconfidence of Japanese command had turned into a strategic catastrophe of unprecedented proportions. However, in the basements of Station HYPO, a genuine industrial revolution in cryptanalysis was taking place. Rochefort had transformed the art of decryption into mass production of intelligence data using modified IBM equipment. 75 specialized attachments installed on punch card machines consumed so much electricity that Station HYPO was allocated a separate power supply line of several hundred kilowatts. The Navy spent hundreds of thousands of dollars annually on IBM equipment rental and modifications, transforming cryptanalysis from intellectual art into an industrial process. What the best Japanese cryptanalysts accomplished in 10 hours of manual work, IBM machines processed in 3 minutes, with mechanical accuracy and flawless precision. Americans were not just breaking codes, they industrialized the process of reading foreign secrets with the efficiency of an automobile assembly line. Every machine operated 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, converting Japanese secrets into American strategic advantages with the mechanical precision of a clock factory. IBM punch card sorters analyzed millions of combinations, revealing cryptographic patterns that Japanese mathematicians considered impossible to detect. Station HYPO's revolutionary approach consisted of applying industrial mass production methods to intellectual decryption work, creating unprecedented intelligence advantage over an enemy who continued relying on traditional manual cryptanalysis methods. By May 1942, Rochefort's team was decrypting approximately 20% of JN-25B code groups, sufficient to obtain critically important tactical information about enemy plans. Rochefort personally analyzed 140 intercepted Japanese messages daily, working in his famous red bathrobe while maintaining direct telephone contact with Pacific Fleet commanders. His phenomenal memory allowed him to connect recently decrypted fragments with elements decoded weeks earlier, creating comprehensive intelligence pictures from seemingly unrelated partial decrypts. Rochefort worked 36-hour shifts, practically living in Station HYPO's basement, becoming a living bridge between Japanese secrets and American strategic planning. The Japanese sent thousands of radio messages daily, considering them absolutely secret and inaccessible to enemy cryptanalysis. But every message became a building block in the wall of American strategic superiority. The Imperial fleet transmitted detailed information about formation movements, logistical plans, fuel and ammunition quantities, personnel strength of carrier air groups, even officer morale and crew spirit conditions. The industrial approach to cryptanalysis transformed Japanese overconfidence into American tactical advantage of unprecedented scale. Every intercepted message became a source of actionable intelligence, allowing American command to make informed strategic decisions based on comprehensive understanding of Japanese intentions and capabilities. The most elegant intelligence triumph of World War II was the operation to confirm Midway as the main target of Japanese attack. Captain Wilfred Holmes devised a brilliant plan that forever entered intelligence history as a model of creative thinking and operational brilliance. When Station HYPO intercepted multiple Japanese references to a mysterious target codenamed AF in the context of a major naval operation, American intelligence suspected this was Midway, but skeptical analytical offices in Washington demanded irrefutable proof. Holmes ordered Midway Command to transmit an unencrypted message through the secure underwater telegraph cable that the atoll's water purification system had failed and required urgent repair. Japanese radio interceptors swallowed the bait completely, showing not the slightest suspicion of possible deliberate deception. Within 24 hours after transmitting the false water shortage message, Station HYPO intercepted a Japanese radio communication that literally confirmed AF was experiencing fresh water shortage for the garrison and required additional water supply for upcoming operations. The elegance of the intelligence trap was flawless. The Japanese not only confirmed Midway as the primary target, but also demonstrated complete absence of security awareness regarding possible systematic code compromise. This revealing moment showed fundamental flaws in Japanese intelligence security culture and strategic thinking processes. Japanese radio operators and intelligence officers showed not the slightest suspicion that Americans reporting critical water supply problems at a major naval installation might be conducting a sophisticated disinformation operation. This catastrophic intelligence failure revealed fundamental flaws in Japanese military security mindset and strategic planning processes. Imperial fleet officers so believed in the mathematical invulnerability of their encryption systems that they could not even theoretically imagine the possibility of systematic interception and real-time decryption of their most sensitive communications. The water supply disinformation operation became perfect confirmation that American cryptanalysts were not just occasionally reading Japanese messages, but possessed systematic real-time access to all major Imperial Fleet naval communications. Japan was preparing for the decisive battle of the war, absolutely confident in the complete secrecy of their operational plans, while the enemy possessed near-perfect intelligence regarding every detail of the upcoming operation. The overconfidence of Japanese naval leadership had transformed into strategic blindness of catastrophic proportions, creating unprecedented intelligence advantage for American forces. The Imperial fleet was planning a complex, multi-phase operation with participation of 4 separate naval task forces, unaware that every element of this plan was known and carefully analyzed by American command weeks before the start of actual combat operations. Armed with exhaustive intelligence information obtained through systematic decryption of JN-25, Admiral Chester Nimitz achieved tactical perfection through unprecedented information superiority over the enemy. Station HYPO provided complete Japanese order of battle, including exact specifications of every participating warship, aircraft complement of each carrier, personal details of commanding officers, and even precise timing of all phases of the planned operation for June 4-5, 1942. The comprehensive intelligence picture showed that apparent Japanese numerical superiority was negated by the fundamental strategic error of dividing naval forces into 4 separate operational task groups, positioned too far apart for effective mutual support during critical phases of the upcoming battle. Detailed cryptanalytic intelligence established that Japanese carrier air groups consisted of fewer experienced pilots and smaller numbers of operational aircraft compared to American carrier aviation, providing approximate parity in air power despite 4 Japanese carriers versus 3 American. Station HYPO provided precise information about Japanese fuel consumption rates, ammunition loads, maintenance schedules, even personal correspondence between commanding officers, revealing morale issues and strategic concerns among Japanese naval leadership. Imperial Japanese Navy was preparing to enter decisive battle in a state of complete ignorance regarding actual American strength, dispositions, and strategic intentions, while the U.S. Pacific Fleet possessed unprecedented detailed knowledge of every aspect of Japanese operational planning. American intelligence superiority reached levels that modern warfare had never known. Complete real-time access to enemy strategic planning, combined with industrial-scale cryptanalytic capabilities. Nimitz knew not only what the Japanese planned to do, but exactly when, where, and with what forces they intended to execute their ambitious operation. Such comprehensive intelligence dominance transformed a potentially equal naval engagement into a carefully orchestrated ambush, where American forces could position themselves for maximum tactical advantage while minimizing risk to their own forces. On the morning of June 4, 1942, American naval aviation possessed near-perfect situational awareness regarding Japanese intentions, capabilities, and operational timeline. Every movement of the approaching Japanese fleet was tracked and accurately predicted through continuous interception of Japanese radio communications and their systematic decryption in real time. Admiral Chuichi Nagumo commanded a powerful carrier strike force consisting of the finest warships of the Imperial Fleet and most experienced naval aviators, unaware that the enemy possessed detailed knowledge of his exact route, timing, target priorities, even ammunition loads of his aircraft, and fuel status of his ships. Japanese pilots conducted final preparations for attack on what they believed was a relatively lightly defended American outpost, unaware that a meticulously prepared ambush awaited them, with participation of all available American carrier forces in the Pacific theater. Task Force 16 and Task Force 17 were positioned exactly where Japanese forces did not expect to encounter them, creating perfect conditions for a devastating surprise attack at the moment of maximum Japanese vulnerability. American forces' information superiority transformed a potentially uncertain naval battle into calculated execution of a predetermined tactical plan with predictable strategic outcome. Station HYPO had transformed traditional naval warfare into a scientific experiment with predetermined results, where Japanese numerical advantages were systematically negated through superior intelligence and strategic positioning. Comprehensive cryptanalytic intelligence provided American commanders the ability to achieve tactical surprise against a numerically superior enemy force, demonstrating the revolutionary potential of industrial-scale intelligence gathering in modern warfare. The Battle of Midway became the first major naval engagement in military history, where one side possessed complete real-time intelligence regarding enemy intentions, capabilities, and operational plans, creating unprecedented tactical advantage. The Battle of Midway became a perfect demonstration of how comprehensive intelligence dominance could completely negate numerical disadvantage and transform an uncertain military engagement into decisive strategic victory. American naval aviators delivered precision strikes exactly where and exactly when Japanese forces were in a state of maximum vulnerability, because Station HYPO provided precise, real-time intelligence regarding Japanese operational timeline, aircraft deployment patterns, and defensive preparations. At the critical moment of combat operations, when Japanese aircraft carriers were simultaneously conducting refueling operations and aircraft maintenance procedures, American dive bombers appeared seemingly from nowhere with devastating effect, turning the pride of the Imperial Japanese Navy into blazing wreckage within a matter of minutes. 4 Japanese aircraft carriers, Akagi, Kaga, Soryu, and Hiryu, were completely destroyed within a single day of combat, taking with them irreplaceable, experienced pilots, maintenance crews, aircraft, and crucial operational knowledge accumulated over years of Pacific warfare. Admiral Nagumo and his staff were completely stunned by the accuracy of American attacks and apparent perfect coordination of enemy forces during complex multi-phase operations. Japanese commanders fought against an enemy force that possessed superior intelligence regarding their own operational plans, better than their own junior officers, creating unprecedented tactical disadvantage in the history of naval warfare. The devastating Japanese defeat at Midway was a direct result of systematic cryptographic superiority, but senior leadership of the Imperial fleet completely failed to understand the true underlying cause of catastrophic military failure. Extensive post-battle reports compiled by Japanese naval officers contain numerous references to apparent American luck, unexpected tactical innovations, superior aircraft performance, even weather conditions. But not a single document contains even the slightest suggestion of possible systematic code compromise or comprehensive intelligence penetration of Japanese military communications. Admiral Yamamoto Isoroku, acknowledged mastermind of Japanese Pacific strategy, attributed devastating defeat to tactical errors, insufficient reconnaissance, and American determination, never suspecting that the U.S. Navy was reading his personal correspondence and strategic communications in real time. Systematic intelligence blindness continued even after catastrophic military defeat of unprecedented proportions, allowing American cryptanalysts to deepen their penetration of Japanese naval communications without any significant countermeasures or security improvements. Japanese naval communications security procedures remained essentially unchanged after the Midway disaster, demonstrating complete failure to understand the fundamental nature of their strategic vulnerability. The Imperial Japanese Navy continued transmitting sensitive operational information using the same JN-25 code system, convinced that their mathematical encryption remained mathematically impregnable against American cryptanalytic capabilities. Such profound strategic blindness created continuous intelligence advantage for American Pacific operations throughout subsequent phases of the Pacific War. Japanese military planners continued developing operational plans with full confidence in communications security, unaware that every major strategic decision was known to American commanders, often before implementation orders reached Japanese field commanders. The systematic failure to recognize catastrophic intelligence compromise represents one of the most devastating strategic blunders in military history, enabling American forces to maintain significant tactical advantages through superior intelligence gathering and real-time enemy plan analysis. This unprecedented intelligence failure demonstrated fundamental weakness in Japanese military culture regarding security awareness and adaptive strategic thinking. Imperial Japanese Navy leadership possessed sufficient technical competence for effective naval operations, but completely lacked intellectual flexibility necessary for recognizing and responding to revolutionary changes in modern warfare capabilities. The American industrial approach to cryptanalysis created intelligence dominance that traditional Japanese military mindset could not comprehend or effectively counter, leading to systematic strategic disadvantages throughout Pacific theater operations. The most spectacular demonstration of American cryptographic intelligence superiority occurred on April 18, 1943, when systematic penetration of Japanese naval communications enabled the precise assassination of Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto, acknowledged mastermind of Imperial Japanese Pacific strategy. Station HYPO intercepted and successfully decrypted detailed travel itinerary, revealing Yamamoto's planned inspection tour through the Solomon Islands, including exact arrival and departure times, specific locations, aircraft types, escort details, even weather contingency plans for the entire multi-day operation. American cryptanalysts possessed more precise information regarding Yamamoto's movements than most Japanese officers directly involved in planning his inspection tour. Decrypted intelligence provided unprecedented operational details that 16 P-38 Lightning fighter aircraft needed for a successful interception mission. Precise coordinates, exact timing, aircraft specifications of Yamamoto's transport plane, escort fighter composition, even alternate routes in case of weather delays. President Roosevelt potentially personally authorized the assassination mission, though Admiral Nimitz made the final operational decision after consulting Admiral Halsey regarding tactical feasibility and strategic implications. American operational planners possessed sufficient detailed intelligence for executing a precision military operation against a specific high-value target with mathematical certainty regarding location and timing. Operation Vengeance represents the ultimate demonstration of revolutionary potential of industrial-scale cryptographic intelligence in modern warfare. 16 carefully selected P-38 pilots intercepted Yamamoto's Betty bomber exactly according to intelligence predictions, shooting down Japan's most brilliant naval strategist and devastating Japanese strategic planning capabilities. The assassination mission succeeded because American cryptanalysts were reading Japanese communications more effectively than Japanese communications security personnel could protect them. Real-time intelligence penetration enabled targeted elimination of specific enemy leadership through precise tactical operation based on comprehensive enemy communication intercepts. Incredibly, extensive Japanese investigation following Yamamoto's death concluded that local security breaches and operational carelessness caused successful American interception, never even suspecting systematic code compromise as a potential source of perfect American tactical intelligence. Japanese military investigators examined weather patterns, aircraft performance, pilot training, reconnaissance capabilities, even statistical probability calculations, consistently avoiding the obvious explanation of systematic communication penetration. Such profound analytical blindness demonstrates fundamental intellectual limitations of Japanese military leadership regarding modern intelligence warfare possibilities. The Japanese Board of Inquiry investigating Yamamoto's assassination attributed American success to exceptional luck, superior aircraft performance, possible local intelligence leaks, anything except systematic cryptographic compromise of their most secure naval communications. Military leadership of the Imperial Japanese Navy continued believing the JN-25 encryption system remained mathematically impregnable, despite mounting evidence of consistent American foreknowledge regarding major Japanese operations. Systematic intelligence blindness reached levels bordering on willful denial of obvious facts, enabling American cryptanalysts to maintain their unprecedented penetration of Japanese military communications throughout the remaining years of the Pacific War. This catastrophic intelligence failure represents one of the most devastating strategic blunders in military history, demonstrating how technological superiority, combined with intellectual inflexibility, can create systematic vulnerabilities impossible for traditional military thinking to recognize or effectively counter. Japanese military culture, despite remarkable tactical competence and individual courage, proved incapable of adapting to revolutionary changes modern warfare brought through industrial-scale intelligence gathering and systematic enemy communication penetration. Systematic Japanese failure to recognize comprehensive communication compromise continued unabated throughout the 1942 through 1945 period, despite accumulating evidence of consistent American foreknowledge of major Japanese operations across the entire Pacific theater. The Imperial Japanese Navy experienced a series of devastating tactical defeats directly attributable to apparent American prescience regarding Japanese strategic intentions. Battle of Coral Sea, Midway disaster, Guadalcanal campaign failures, even specific targeting of high-value assets like the Yamamoto assassination, but consistently attributed these defeats to tactical inadequacies, equipment failures, insufficient resources, never to systematic intelligence penetration. Japanese military leadership demonstrated remarkable intellectual blindness regarding the revolutionary nature of American cryptographic capabilities, continuing transmission of sensitive operational information using identical JN-25 encryption procedures, despite mounting evidence their security was fundamentally compromised. Routine code modifications remained superficial, focused on mathematical complexity rather than addressing the systematic penetration American cryptanalysts had achieved through industrial-scale computational approaches. Imperial Japanese Navy communication procedures in 1944 remained essentially identical to those used in 1942, demonstrating complete failure to understand the nature of their strategic vulnerability. American cryptanalytic capabilities continued expanding throughout the war, with Station HYPO processing increasingly larger volumes of Japanese communications, with improving accuracy and decreasing time delays. Rochefort's team developed sophisticated analytical techniques, enabling prediction of Japanese operational intentions, often days or weeks before Japanese field commanders received implementation orders. Industrial-scale IBM equipment, continuously upgraded with specialized attachments, provided computational power, enabling comprehensive analysis of enemy communications impossible through traditional manual methods. American intelligence superiority achieved levels unprecedented in military history. Complete real-time access to enemy strategic planning, combined with industrial production capacity, necessary for translating intelligence advantages into decisive tactical victories. The revolutionary transformation of cryptographic analysis from individual artistry to mass industrial production created sustainable American intelligence advantages throughout the Pacific War. Japanese mathematical confidence in their encryption systems proved completely inadequate against the American industrial approach to codebreaking, where computational power and systematic analysis replaced individual brilliance with mechanical efficiency. Station HYPO demonstrated how democratic societies could mobilize technological resources for achieving strategic advantages impossible for traditional authoritarian military systems to comprehend or effectively counter. Profound implications of American cryptographic superiority extended far beyond immediate tactical advantages, fundamentally altering the nature of modern warfare through introduction of industrial-scale intelligence-gathering capabilities. Traditional military planning assumptions regarding communication security, operational secrecy, and strategic surprise became obsolete when confronted with systematic enemy ability to intercept, decrypt, and analyze massive volumes of sensitive communications in real time. The Imperial Japanese Navy, despite remarkable individual competence and tactical skill, proved incapable of adapting to revolutionary changes modern warfare brought through American industrial cryptographic capabilities. Japanese strategic culture, emphasizing individual excellence, mathematical precision, and traditional security methods, encountered an American approach prioritizing technological innovation, industrial production, and systematic analysis, creating fundamental mismatch between traditional military thinking and modern warfare realities. American success demonstrated how democratic industrial societies could leverage technological advantages for achieving decisive strategic superiorities against numerically comparable or even superior traditional military forces through revolutionary intelligence gathering capabilities. Comprehensive American intelligence dominance through Station HYPO operations revealed fundamental weaknesses of traditional military security assumptions when confronted with industrial-scale cryptographic analysis capabilities. Japanese confidence in the mathematical complexity of their encryption systems completely ignored the revolutionary potential of American computational approaches using modified IBM equipment with specialized cryptanalytic attachments. Imperial Japanese Navy leadership continued believing individual mathematical excellence could protect against systematic industrial analysis, failing to understand how the American technological approach fundamentally altered the balance between codemakers and codebreakers, in favor of massive computational power over individual brilliance. The American cryptanalytic revolution demonstrated superior effectiveness of democratic industrial organization compared to traditional authoritarian military structures in developing and deploying advanced technological capabilities. Station HYPO's success resulted from unique combination of individual expertise, Rochefort's phenomenal analytical abilities, industrial production capacity, IBM computational equipment, and systematic organizational methods, enabling continuous real-time analysis of massive volumes of intercepted communications. Japanese military structure, despite remarkable tactical competence, proved incapable of recognizing or adapting to such revolutionary changes in modern warfare through technological innovation. Long-term strategic implications of American cryptographic superiority extended far beyond immediate Pacific War outcomes, establishing foundations for modern electronic warfare, signals intelligence, computer-assisted analysis, and systematic communication intercept capabilities. Station HYPO pioneered methods enabling real-time analysis of enemy communications that became standard procedures for post-war intelligence organizations worldwide. The industrial approach to cryptanalysis revolutionized military intelligence gathering, making traditional assumptions regarding communication security obsolete and establishing precedents for modern intelligence warfare. Revolutionary transformation of intelligence gathering from traditional individual analysis to industrial-scale systematic processing created permanent changes in military strategic thinking. American success demonstrated how technological advantages, properly organized and systematically deployed, could provide decisive strategic superiorities independent of traditional military factors. Numerical strength, individual courage, tactical experience. Station HYPO achievements proved technological innovation, combined with industrial organization, could overcome apparent disadvantages through superior information processing capabilities. Japanese post-war analysis finally acknowledged the devastating impact of American cryptographic penetration, with former Imperial Navy officers admitting complete failure to understand the revolutionary nature of American intelligence capabilities throughout the war. Commander Yamamoto, senior Japanese cryptographic officer, testified to post-war investigations that Japanese leadership did not simply underestimate American cryptographic capabilities. We operated as if they didn't exist at all. Such systematic intelligence blindness created fundamental strategic vulnerabilities impossible for traditional military thinking to recognize or effectively address. Profound lessons from Station HYPO's success extend beyond historical significance, demonstrating how democratic societies mobilizing industrial technological resources can achieve decisive advantages against apparently superior traditional military forces. American cryptographic victory revealed superior effectiveness of systematic industrial organization compared to individual excellence that traditional military cultures emphasized, establishing precedents for modern technological warfare where information superiority often proves more decisive than conventional military advantages. Ultimate triumph of American industrial cryptographic capabilities over Japanese mathematical confidence established permanent transformation of modern warfare through demonstration of systematic intelligence gathering superiority over traditional military secrecy assumptions. Station HYPO achievements proved individual brilliance, however remarkable, could not compete against properly organized industrial-scale analytical capabilities when supported by advanced computational equipment and systematic organizational methods. Japanese mathematical confidence in the JN-25 encryption system, despite objective technical sophistication, proved completely inadequate against the American combination of technological innovation, industrial production, and systematic analysis, enabling real-time enemy communication penetration unprecedented in military history. Revolutionary implications of American cryptographic success extended far beyond immediate Pacific War tactical advantages, establishing foundations for modern electronic warfare, computer-assisted intelligence analysis, and systematic signals intercept capabilities that define contemporary military operations. The industrial approach to intelligence gathering pioneered by Station HYPO became the template for modern intelligence organizations worldwide, demonstrating superior effectiveness of systematic technological methods over traditional individual analytical approaches. American success proved technological advantages, properly organized and systematically deployed, could provide decisive strategic superiorities independent of traditional military factors. The secret war of cryptographic intelligence fundamentally transformed the Pacific theater from traditional naval warfare into information-driven combat operations, where intelligence superiority often proved more decisive than conventional military advantages. Station HYPO, industrial-scale code-breaking capabilities, provided American forces unprecedented tactical and strategic advantages, while the Imperial Japanese Navy operated in complete ignorance of catastrophic communications security failure. This intelligence revolution established the foundation for modern technological warfare, demonstrating how properly applied industrial methods could overcome apparent numerical and tactical disadvantages through superior information processing. Japanese systematic intelligence blindness throughout the Pacific War represents one of the most catastrophic strategic failures in military history, demonstrating fundamental intellectual limitations traditional military cultures face when confronted with revolutionary technological changes. Imperial Japanese Navy leadership, despite remarkable individual competence and tactical skill, proved completely incapable of adapting to industrial-scale intelligence warfare capabilities that American democratic society developed through systematic technological innovation. Such profound strategic blindness enabled American cryptanalysts to maintain comprehensive enemy communication penetration throughout the entire war. Post-war recognition of the devastating impact of American cryptographic superiority, finally acknowledged by Japanese military leadership, revealed the extent of systematic intelligence failure that contributed directly to Imperial Japan's defeat. Commander Yamamoto admitted, Japanese leadership operated under completely false assumptions regarding American capabilities, creating strategic vulnerabilities traditional military thinking could not recognize or effectively address. The American industrial approach to cryptanalysis achieved intelligence dominance that traditional, authoritarian military structures proved incapable of understanding or countering. Station HYPO legacy demonstrates enduring superiority of democratic industrial organization over traditional authoritarian military structures in developing technological capabilities necessary for modern warfare. American cryptographic victory established precedent for systematic intelligence gathering superiority that continues defining contemporary military operations, proving technological innovation combined with proper industrial organization can achieve decisive strategic advantages against apparently superior conventional forces. Revolutionary transformation from traditional warfare to information-driven combat operations began with Station HYPO achievements and continues shaping modern military strategic thinking worldwide.